Okay, so in this video, we will actually learn how we can create a new graph, and we will go deep dive into that graph, how you can format that graph, and how you can, what are the options that are available under those graph. So we will start by creating the very first graph, that is a stacked bar chart. So we will take this, and you see whenever I click on this, a placeholder automatically takes its place. Okay, so I will put it here, and let's now explore what are the options that are there in the visualization pane. So first, in the visualization pane, we have the y-axis, we have the x-axis, the legend, the small multiples that I don't really use this option, and we have the tooltip. Now let's try to put something in the y-axis. So in this graph, let's say I want to show the total orders by product subcategory. So what I will do, I can do two things. Either I can check this total orders. I will check this, and you see the total orders is automatically populated in the total orders field. Now in this, I want to put the product subcategory. So we have a product subcategory table. I will open this, and I will take the product subcategory name. And here also I will just check this, and let's see what happens. You see the product subcategory name is automatically populated in the y-axis. Now if you want to change it, let's say you don't want to put it in the y-axis, you want to put it in the legend or somewhere else, you can do that too. What I will do, I will remove this, and I will take the subcategory name in the legend. I can do this also. So you see how the visual changes. If I put the subcategory in here, what it is actually showing is in each and every color. If you see this color, this is for the bottles and cages, and you can see by the size of it, you can actually understand what is the total orders. So you can see by just looking at it, you can understand that this the tires and the tubes is generating the highest orders. But this is not really a useful graph for this analysis. So what I will do, I will just take it and put it in the y-axis. If I do it, you can quickly see that tires and tubes, the one that I was talking about, is actually the highest one, and it is actually generating total orders of 9084. Now we have already seen this legend. We will not see this multiple small multiples. Now what about the tooltips? What is this tooltip? Now, if I hover on one bar, you see the subcategory name is tire and tubes, and the total orders is 9084. What if I also want to know what is my revenue for this tires and tubes? For that, what I can do, I will take the total revenue and put it in the tooltip. If I do that, what happens? The title changes first of all, that is total orders and total revenue by subcategory name. If I remove this total revenue, you will see there is no total revenue in the title. I will put it back again in the tooltip, and now if I hover over it, you see the total orders is also showing and the total revenue is also showing. Now there are a couple of formatting options in this particular graph. I think I have shown you this already, but we will go a bit deep dive into this part. Now first of all, we have the y-axis. So in y-axis, if you want to change the font of this, so this is my y-axis. If I want to change the font, if I want to increase it, see what happens. You see this is increasing. There is also a title in the y-axis. If you see under the y-axis, we have a title that is on currently, that is basically this one, the subcategory name. If I remove it, see what happens, the title is gone. Okay, so this is about y-axis. You can explore if you want. Now we will go to x-axis. So for the x-axis, it is similar. So first it is asking for a range. Right now this is automatic. So Power BI is automatically choosing what should be a good range. So right now it is showing from 0k to 10k. But if you want to change it, let's say I want it to be the maximum, I need it to be let's say 20,000. So I will make it just 20,000 and see what happens. So now it is showing 20k instead of 10k, but I will just remove this one and I will put it as it is. Okay, so that's about x-axis. So we don't really need to worry about this logarithmic scale and invert range. Here we have the values. If you want to increase the size of this, if you want to change the color, say I want this color in this numbers, you can do that. Now again, there is a title, and this title is this one, this total orders. I don't really need it, so I will remove this one. Okay, and I will put this color back to how it was. It was black, so I will make it black. And then we have the grid line. So if you want to put the grid lines, if you can see there is a grid line in the chart. If you don't want it, you can just close it. I will put it on, and let's say I want it to be a bit darker. You see, now you can see the lines are a bit dark. Okay, you can also increase the width of this if you want to increase the width, you see, but I will not put it, so I will just make the grid line off. Now there are bars, and in bars this is really interesting. So here there is an option called fx. If I hover over it, you can see this is a conditional formatting. Let's say you want to condition your data color. So let's say you want to say that if the total orders is greater than 6k, then put this color. If you want to do that, you can do that. I will quickly show you how we can do that. I will click on this. So first it is gradient. I will not make it gradient. I will use rules for the first one. Then what field should we base this on? So this should be based on total orders, and what I want is if my total orders is greater than, not percent, it should be a number. If my total orders is greater than 6,000, then I want it to put a color. I will remove this one. If I remove this one, you can see, so what I'm saying is my total order should be greater than or equal to 6,000. Then I will ask for a color. Let's say I want this color if the total order is greater than 6,000. I will click OK and see what happens. You see, this is greater than 6,000, so this has changed. This is also, and this is also. Now if you want to change it, if you want to put some more some more condition to it, you can do that. You will just go here again, and here you see there is an option called new rule. If you click on new rule, you can add other rules as well. So this is how you can use the conditional formatting, and this is really helpful. And okay, for now I will just remove the conditional formatting. Now let's go to the data label. So what is data label? If I put it on, you see there are some data labels on it. Now I will go to general. So there are two options to format your graphs. One is visual. So in visual it is really what are the colors that you want to change, what are the labels, etc. Now if I go to general, that is more a broader level. First, if I open the properties, first it is the height and the width. So if I just put it 500, see what happens. The height changes. Okay, so I have made the height a little bit shorter. Now I want to change the width as well. I will make it, let's say 5. I will make it 1200, and see this is already smaller now. Okay, so this is how you can change it. Now if I open the position, so this is the position. If you want to change the position, if I increase it, let's say to 11, you see this is changing. If I make it 15, this is again changing. And also vertically you can change it. How you can change it? So if I make it, let's say 100, you see this is the vertically it is changing. Now there are some advanced options as well. So this is, I mean, it should be responsive or maintain a layer order. We don't really use them. Now I will go to the title. You see there is a title that is automatically given by Power BI. Now if you want to change this, you can change it manually as well. Now heading, let's say, I mean, how your text size should be. Okay, so if I make it, let's say, normal, see nothing happens. If I make it header 2, oh okay, nothing is happening. But if I increase the size of this, you see this is actually working. Now if you want to change the color, let's say I want this color, you can do it, but I don't want, so I will keep it back. This is how you can actually work with the titles. Then there is effect. So effect is basically whether you want a background on this graph or not. Let me, to show you, let me first change the change my canvas setting. Okay, so I will, instead of this, I will put something dark in the background, and you see there is a background color on the graph itself, and that is white. Now if I go back to general again, I will go to effects, and you see there is, the color is white right now. But if I want to change it to something else, let's say pink or something else, you can do it from here. So this is how you can actually work with your background as well. Now I will go to, okay, so in the effects there is another option called visual border as well. So if you want to put a border, You see now there is a border. So this is how you can put a border if you want. Then we have the shadow. If you want a shadow, you see what happens. This looks good. Okay, so I will put on the shadow and border, and let's keep it as it is. Then I will go to tooltips. So in tooltips, we don't really have anything. We will explore this maybe later or maybe not. All right, so this is how you can actually format your graphs, and in the next videos we will actually learn how we can create more graphs, and we will see step by step how we can build a dashboard also. So till then, stay tuned. Goodbye.